Join Vic and David for the ultimate scoreboard show.
And get Grayson head coach Brian Jones coming off a huge district win.
Don't miss a second of the action every Friday night, 10 p.m. on 1027 The Game, where the game never ends.
And now, Western Kentucky weather on 1027 The Game.
Here's your 14 first alert forecast. For the overnight hours, partly cloudy with a low of 58. On Wednesday, increasing clouds during the day, a high of 87. Scattered showers and a few thunderstorms Wednesday night with a low of 60. And on Thursday, early rain, then clearing in the afternoon with a high of 77. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons with your 14 first alert forecast.
A registered broker-dealer.
From the Floor Concept Studios, legally we're WLME 102.7 FM, Lewisport.
But you can just call us The Game.
1027.
On the air.
1027.
Answers, Clarence. Roger. What's our Victor?
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to
Live at 5.
It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, dedicated to you, committed to justice. That's FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner here in the Floor Concept Studios, joined by Coach Vic Evans.
How's it going, man?
I got a headache, if I'm being honest.
A headache?
Yeah,
already?
Been battling. No, it's not from this place.
Okay.
Live at 5 is going to cure the headache. It's been a long day. You know, you get back in the grind of, post-holiday vacation, and you get back to regular day, and it's just like it's kicks you right in the face, man. So that's my headache.
Oh,
you don't have to deal with that.
That's
you work in sports.
That's always the day after Labor Day. I mean, it's always anytime you get the long weekends, they're great. But those Tuesdays are rough.
Yeah, I took extremely long. I was off Thursday and Friday, so I'm just getting back into the routine a little bit. And yeah, my head's letting me know, man. What are you doing, man? You took a vacation. You worked harder than you work when you're at work. I mean, there's no breaks. So.
Well, I was in here for part of yesterday working a little bit, so it wasn't a full Labor Day off for me.
True. Yeah.
Because in our line of work, when you got as much as we got going on every weekend, you take Monday off and you never get caught up.
Oh, I'm sure of that.
So I had to come in and do a little bit of work.
Had a live Beyond the Bench last night. How'd that go?
It went great. I love the Canty Dairy Queen list. One hit sports wonders. I thought they had some great ones. And it was nice for Briggins to kind of talk about how, his number one on the list was Beyond the Bench. He didn't want to become a one-hit wonder because we're 2 weeks away. Actually, we're now like 13. We're like 2 weeks away from Sunday.
Oh, that's right. It's getting closer to the award.
So you're 12 days away till we get the big showdown between, you and I and them and Blake Smith, the favorite.
I guess if you judge it by award standard, Live at 5 could be a one-hit wonder. I feel like they've already kind of established themselves. They went from the podcast game to the radio game, and they just continue to grow their audience. I don't say anything nice about those guys very often.
No, it's a good show.
In all seriousness, they're not a one-hit wonder already. They're already better than Toto.
Oh, yeah. And I thought the ones they had number one, of course, Beyond the Bench was one. Brad had, Buster Douglas, who's probably one of the greatest one-hit wonders of all time. I had Timmy Smith and Mind That Bird.
Mind That Bird. Buster Douglas and Mind That Bird.
Wins the Derby and that's the only race he's. He's never won another race.
Yeah, that's a good talking point.
Timmy Smith's a good one too.
It is. No, overall you're going to get good content there on Beyond the Bench. You can check that out there on iTunes or Spotify. Wherever you consume your podcast, just like Live at 5. Also live stream daily here, courtesy of Legendary Pool and Spa. Give them a call, 270-316-1007. Be sure and follow along 1027 The Game on social media. I believe we've hammered out some picks, the pick winners from this past week. We had 18 games, and the fan, this is 2 weeks in a row, the air quote, I'm doing this on the live stream, air quote fan beat the air quote experts, right?
Yes, the fan this week that won went 16-2.
16-2. Jalen did, and I tried to short Jalen because I can't count to 18, so it's really hard for me to add those up. But Jalen, I think, only lost 3 this week.
Steve Wilkerson is the one that went 16. Now he and not only that, I think there were 6 tied at 15-3.
That's pretty good.
They had a really good week. Jeremy Bennett was one of those that were 15-3. But Steve Wilkerson goes 16-2 in a big week.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's you get up to above 12 games or so, then it gets kind of sketchy. But I think it kind of makes it more fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
and it's easier to make up ground when you fall behind.
Right? We got to throw in some college games, and we got to throw in some statewide games. And I think that they got a lot of people because I think a lot of if you looked at the picks, I think probably Manual was picked more often than not than South Warren was on one of the statewide games.
That's one of the best coach programs in the state.
It is. Warren. Manuel's pretty good too. Remember we had their coach on Game Changers, and it was a great interview.
South Warren, I think a lot of people kind of threw dirt on them when they went to 6A, but they're rolling right along.
They are.
Move on and let's continue to roll, kind of like Frederick Douglass did when they bounced up there. But no, it was a fun week for the picks, and also you may have noticed that I don't think we've even talked about this. Maybe we did. Maybe we touched on it yesterday. They all kind of run together. We're streaming live on Facebook now.
Yeah, we did touch on that. It's now YouTube and Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. So we'll put out the YouTube link every day on Twitter, usually about 5 minutes before we go on. We usually have a 5-minute countdown. And then Facebook Live, it's right there every day. And so just more ways to get eyes on and ears on the program, and more ways to promote the athletes of the ESPN Owensboro area. And there's some good ones. Tomorrow you'll have, starting tonight after the show, you'll get, of course, the top 10 graphic go out. You'll get, 4 or 5 player of the weeks. Usually we have some that go out on Monday, leading into the show. But since it was a holiday weekend, we had to we got to keep Dime happy because the graphics are unreal.
Man, they are incredible. Yeah, so check that out. Be sure and follow along 1027 The Game out there on social media. Don't forget you can text us through the show on the Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line 270-903-0389. It is Top 10 Tuesday. We'll have that Owensboro Health Top 10 in the middle portion of the show. The back half will be our we've given away several volleyball and soccer player of the week, so we'll kind of touch on that to close the show today. But there was a couple national topics. I thought we would kind of do it in reverse. Normally we do local first and close with national. We'll do it in reverse today because I did actually sit down as I was doing Brigance' draft, which is, I guess, the Cromwell Radio draft.
It's the Live at 5 Beyond the Bench, NFL fantasy football.
We don't have to break that down.
No, but
nobody cares about our fantasy
But we'll
teams
be bragging rights throughout the year.
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with my team. Brigance is projected to crush me week 1. We're going to work on that lineup a little bit, see what we can roll out there. But no, as I was doing the draft, in the background, I had on old Mr. Bill Belichick to see what he was up to. And he was up to picking up right where he left off in the NFL, getting absolutely obliterated.
I love, because he has some of the worst takes ever. Did you see the take by Skip Bayless? When they drove down and scored, it was like Bill Belichick bringing that NFL offense and just cutting through TCU. Yeah. Listen, I don't like to pile on the guy, but Tom Brady's not walking through that door. And just look Bill Belichick's record without Tom Brady. You know what it is? It's a losing record.
It's bad.
Overall, it's a losing record. So, now, I think he was going to go to North Carolina. They brought in like 72 players. It's going to take time. But, do I expect him to take North Carolina to a championship playoff caliber football program? Not really.
We'll talk about this.
He's got to go get his girlfriend out of the frat parties every night. And I guarantee you, after getting blown out last night, she didn't leave the frat party last night.
I'm not gonna go down the girlfriend path, but I will. This is just a question for me, inner conflict, because you're not wrong. Like, without Brady, he is a below average coach. Statistically, factually, you can say that guy's a good coach. This guy's a great coach. That's usually opinion based, right? So, but without Brady, he's not good. But the thing is like Brady didn't just mask everything. Those are some well coached. No, they were always low penalized. Their defense game plans were always incredible. So but was it all Brady? It was like 70-30 Brady. Is that? Was this guy ever a great coach?
I'm not.
I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm just asking.
I'll say this. Other than the one year they went out and they got, they talk about how well coached they were and the offense and all this. Go look back at some of those guys on that offensive unit. Brady made a lot of average wide receivers really good.
He did. But the year that they lost Brady, remember, and they got Castle, right? They still went to the playoffs without Brady.
No, they missed the playoffs.
They missed it, but they won 10 games.
They ended up
tied.
Yeah, they ended up winning 10 games and they missed the playoffs. But I mean, they had the one. I think he made the playoffs one year in Cleveland. No, he wasn't. Butch Davis was the coach there.
We were kind of ahead of this a little bit in the sense that when they hired him, I said, I just don't know how this is going to work. I don't see this working. I mean, unless he can just out-recruit everybody and the best players in the country want to go play for Belichick, which is possible.
Here's the thing. And they always
it wasn't close. 48 they got
right.
crushed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was bad. And you got, Kurt Herbstreit going, man, they're not very good. Listen, here's the thing. And we always talk about college guys going to the NFL and, that usually doesn't work. Or, you've heard about that. A lot of times it doesn't. But if you look at going the other way, a lot of times it doesn't work too because it's two very different things. And it's the aspect that in the NFL, you don't have to worry about those guys are, and this is where Barry Switzer was like this time when he got to the NFL. The problem is he was like this at Oklahoma too, and that's how they ended up selling cocaine in the football dorm. Like, you're a professional athlete. I should not have to get you ready to play. You come in here, you do your work, you go home. I shouldn't have to check on you. If you spend all night at the, like Dallas did at the White House or in the clubs, it will show up on the field. Okay? Now, but the problem is that's different in college. And, I just don't know if Bill Belichick, and even in the NFL, it got this way where it was his way or the highway. And I know they kept winning because they had Brady. But in the end, after Brady left, there was a lot of, you started to get some rumblings going on about how that whole thing was being run. And a lot of it was masked by Brady. I don't know. We'll see. It's one game. I know it's going to be an overreaction. But I mean, it's
one game, but they didn't look very
I remember
prepared.
Charlie Weiss walking in and won a couple Super Bowls with Belichick and talked about how he was going to have a schematic advantage. And it still comes down to Jimmy and Joe's and also how you run your program and the culture. We'll see. I just don't know if 74-year-old Bill Belichick, I understand he has all those Super Bowl rings, but to an 18-year-old kid, that's just different. It just doesn't mean the same thing. And it's all about how much you're paying them to go there anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and so that's one thing I did want to see is what kind of roster he would be able to bring in that, GM experience, which, I mean, to be clear, I always said this.
The problem with Bill Belichick was Bill Belichick the GM.
Everybody always bragged on his, the Patriots are so savvy. And then after like a handful of years, you started to realize, well, maybe they're not so savvy because they're drafting Cole Strange in the first round, who's now released, those types of things. Well, he's a 5th-round prospect in the first. Sometimes it works. Most of the time it don't. And so it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back from this. And if it doesn't just completely come apart.
Right. And here's a crazy statement. You can go look at the draft overall since they were all there. And Jerry Jones, the GM, was a better drafter of talent
100%.
Than Bill Belichick, the GM,
doubt.
is.
There's no doubt. No, and I don't know. It's a crazy notion that Brady was that good that he could mask poor coaching.
I mean, he won a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, and when have they had great coaching?
But I mean, I'm starting to wonder. I was totally against that. I defended Belichick for a while. You can't run off a dynasty like that with poor coach. But as time goes on, the more facts, either the game has passed him by, or Brady masked all of his problems. So, it's got to be one or the other. It's keeping in the NFL
he made a lot of people stars that were not stars. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, absolutely. Look at that receiving core that he played with. Outside of the year they had Randy Moss when he went crazy a couple of years.
And he set like a record for touchdown passes. But normally he's throwing to like Deion Branch and Wes Welker and some quarterback that they drafted out of Texas Tech. He was.
For Brady.
Right.
For Brady.
Come on.
Gronk wasn't too bad, but no, it is an interesting debate, but at the end of the day, all you can really look at is results, and the results kind of tell you that Brady
well under 500. That's all I'm saying.
And keeping it in the NFL. Now, this is a conspiracy theory, right? That I've been seeing. So I don't know if you saw the report or not that Micah Parsons is having the back thing. He's going to have an epidural to play.
You thought. When we actually had this as an LA5 today, all of a sudden he got traded.
Blew it up. Yeah.
That a lot of people, because Dallas cleared him to play and whatever, and he was going to get second and third opinions, you thought a lot of that was where he could hold out and not play and try to get the doctors to say that he was hurt So he gets paid because listen, when you're making, I think he was going to make right at $26 million on his 5th-year contract.
Yeah.
All right. Take that, divide $26 million divided by 16 game checks. That's a lot of money when you're sitting out games that you're passing up.
Right.
A lot of money. Well, just under, somewhere between $1.5 million a year, a little over $1.5 a game, $1.5 million a game. So that was the thinking. But now that, you're hearing that Green Bay says, hey, he's got this problem between the L4, L5, and he's going to maybe have to take epidurals, maybe that some of that was a little more than what you thought.
I threw that at Chris. I said, man, what do you think about this? I mean, maybe Jerry knew more than we did, Maybe he was like, I can't invest. And maybe that's why he made the comment about the injury thing. But so that's one side of the narrative. Well, Chris comes back and says, man, I think this is all driven by Jerry to try to save face in the trade. And I was like, that's crazy. I mean, look, if you feed information to reporters, they'll put stuff out there, right? So, but I was thinking that was crazy. I'm like, I don't know, man. Schefter is pretty reliable.
Mm-hmm.
I give him credit in that aspect. But I'm listening to PA today, and he's like, I don't know how factual this is. I don't know how bad the back is. I feel like Dallas is trying to control the narrative a little bit. And so which is it? I guess we're going to find out when the games start.
Well, here's the thing. Dallas does an MRI, says it comes back clean, and he's, hey, you're good to go.
Right.
And then you trade him, and now you're hearing that on the second or third MRI, supposedly now there's some problems. We'll know week one, if he doesn't play, or if he has to get an epidural and play.
That's not a good sign. If you have to get an epidural to play,
here's the thing.
Week one.
At 24, 25 years old, if you start having back problems, then you got to watch out. So, it's something to at least keep an eye on. I can see it either way. I can see it where, Dallas tried to put the pressure on. We'll clear him because we don't want to pay him if he's going to sit out.
Yeah.
So you don't know. It could be, I would say, if it turned out to be either one, Jerry putting this narrative out and there's no problem at all.
We'll know pretty quick, I would think.
Or he does have a problem in that, in between that L4 and L5 vertebrae, and he may have to take shots to play. We're going to know quickly. And then it does change a little bit about the whole narrative.
If we get to the end of the year and Parsons has missed 7 or 8 games due to a back injury, and back injuries are now they're tricky, man. That's they don't just go away. So we're gonna know we're gonna be able to see this play out in real time. So I think it's kind of a fascinating storyline to watch as we get ready to head into week one.
I'd like to know if I'm Green Bay. I'd like to know whatever we're doing, whenever we give physicals, if that's the case, how we missed this before we gave him $190 million.
That's why I can't fully buy in. Either Green Bay completely screwed this up, or it's less than what they're saying. Because, like I said, man, back injuries are scary. And to be clear, even as a Vikings fan, I want the best for Parsons. I don't want him to have
you want the best players to play.
But I want him to play, and he's a marquee player in the NFL. I'm not trying to wish injury on anyone just so that he doesn't kill J.J. McCarthy on Sundays. But no, it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. We do have an Owensboro Health Top 10 we're going to dive into. Plenty of Player of the Weeks to give away for the rest of the show. We'll pause it right there for Karen Gross, realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. Give her a call at 270-315-9810 or find her at KarenGross.net. Listen to Live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Foreman Watson Holtree is an award-winning law firm constantly setting the standard for excellence. Our attorneys are passionate, prepared, and persistent. Our proven results in cases aren't by chance. They are a result of a constant pursuit of truth and justice. That is our promise to you. Foreman Watson, dedicated to you. FWHlegal.com.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Travis Holtry from Foreman Watson Holtry. You know, we will not allow anyone to deter us from what we are committed to. We're committed to standing up for people and businesses who find themselves needing a voice because of legal issues. Our attorneys have the resolve it takes to stand up when tested without flinching in the face of adversity. We are Foreman Watson Holtry, and we're dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
It's game on every weekday from 5 to 8 in the morning with Unsportsmanlike. Brought to you by Floor Concepts. Catch Evan, Canty, and Michelle breaking down the biggest stories, the boldest takes, and the realest reactions only on 102.7 The Game. Your home for ESPN Radio. Unsportsmanlike delivers the passion every true sports fan craves. Brought to you by Floor Concepts, where design meets durability. That's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings 5 to 8 only on 102.7 The Game.
Sports Country is celebrating 10 years. In the last 10 years, we've seen the rise of social media, a pandemic, and in sports, we saw the rise of new rivalries, the creation of the transfer portal. For Sports Country, they saw a location change in Owensboro and the addition of a second location in Bowling Green. Sports Country says thank you for supporting them for 10 years as they celebrate all month long. Sports Country, 317 Park Plaza Drive, behind Shammy's Car Wash, Owensboro's #1 sports fan store. Search for them on Facebook for events and specials.
Accidents and ailments can happen when you least expect them, but Owensboro Health is here to care for you when and where you need it. Walk right in for excellent urgent care without an appointment, or use our MyChart app to tell us you're on your way. Our expert providers are ready to treat minor cuts, rashes, bites, respiratory infections, and so much more. To find one of our 5 urgent care locations near you, visit owensborohealth.org/urgent care.
What if opening a checking account came with a perk? At South Central Bank, our popular Green Tree checking account now comes with more added value. That's right. Things like cell phone protection, telehealth, roadside assistance, fuel savings, and enhanced identity theft support are all part of Green Tree checking. No hassle, no stress, just perks for doing something you were going to do anyway. Stop by any South Central Bank branch or visit us online at southcentralbank.com. Banking with rewards. South Central Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For over 35 years, Owensboro Garage Doors has been serving the tri-state area. We have exciting news. Our state-of-the-art showroom and design center is now open on Saturdays from 9 to noon. That's right. You can now visit us on Saturdays at 708 Breckenridge Street. Our team of experts are committed to providing exceptional designs and service. Owensboro Garage Door offers a wide variety of custom garage door options to ensure your garage door fits your unique needs and style. With the best service, parts, and prices, Owensboro Garage Doors will be your go-to for life.
Honoring someone with an award, plaque, trophy, or just a unique gift? Then there is no better place to check out than the Trophy House. With their new location at 325 Park Plaza, they have everything you need to honor someone. Nick Clemens will help you with all your award needs.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Katie Gunterman.
Whether it's one item or 100, Pat Hayden Moving gets it there safely and stress-free. As a proud alumni of Owensboro Catholic, Pat Hayden Moving is honored to support the ACEs on the field, in the classroom, and throughout the community. Big move, small move. We've got your back. One item or 100, we'll move it for you. Call Pat Hayden Moving today and support a business that supports Owensboro Catholic. Local, loyal, on the move.
The Cram Coffee House is bringing you freshly roasted, freshly crafted, canned coffee, and it's available now. Grab and go from our store cooler, order custom packs online for Saturday pickup, or partner with us for wholesale beverages for your business. Our coffee trailer, it's going all canned too. Catch us at events, schools, or even your workplace. Are you planning a wedding, birthday, or business event? We do custom labels. Get your Cram Coffee House canned coffee and drinks now and taste the secret everyone's talking about. The Cram Coffee House. Sip fresh, sip local.
When you work at Commonwealth Road Products, it's not about just making things possible, it's about making things safe. People who work at Commonwealth Road Products believe staying safe begins with me, bringing a not on my watch commitment to work, home, and play. Let's keep our kids safe when they play sports. Make sure their equipment fits right and works correctly. Pay attention to the temperature when outside and stay hydrated. Join us in saying no one should ever get injured, not on my watch. Commonwealth Road Products is a proud sponsor of Hancock County Sports Broadcast.
And we're back here live at 5 as I was asleep at the wheel, I guess, and missed the return. We got to talk a little Dallas Cowboys documentary.
It happens every now and then, Steve. You just missed the return.
We had a really good show going during the break.
We did.
Sorry you guys missed it, but welcome back to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Before we jump into the top 10, we do have one player of the week to give away outside the top 10, and it's Ohio County. Their coverage all year long brought to you by Hawkins Abney, and the player of the week will be Aiden Ferris. 242 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty good performance there. Just couldn't punch the ball in. Really good between the 20s. Just couldn't punch it into the end zone. And then go for it late. I mean, I don't know if you know.
I've heard the story, and
you go for it. You're in a tie game 7-7 with 8 minutes to play inside your own 20, and you go for it on 4th and 9.
You got to punt that.
Yeah, and then it happens again after you give the touchdown up. Right. You're looking at a 4th and 6 still with 5 minutes to go. You get a stop, come down, tie it up. Instead, you go for it again, don't get it in this 21-7 ball game.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand those two moves.
That was tough. That's tough. I mean, hats off to the kids from Ohio County because they had a really tough week 1. It would have been easy to abandon ship, but they bounced back.
If you look at Trigg, they went and played hard to a 1-point game. That Trigg team must be pretty decent.
They are. Oh, yeah. I'd say they are. The Good kid is the real deal. Max Shackliff, the receiver. Sorry if I've destroyed your last name, Max. But 7 catches, 122 yards for Ohio County.
That was a really nice game.
I mean, you start putting – I don't care. You got to make football fun again in Ohio County. And those are stats that can make it fun for some folks.
I'm not nothing to tell you how bad it's been, but I think Ferris may have thrown for more yards, and this kid received more yards in this game than anybody did all last year.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So I mean, let's just be honest. There you go.
You're in position.
That's where you want to go. And I think it's one that you just we're going to go. Like, there are times that you want to have faith in your guys and go for it.
Yeah.
But when you have been, under the year you've had, the last year and a half and coming out the game 1, you got to punt the ball there.
Yeah. I'm sure coach has thought about it every minute since the end of the game.
Your defense is playing well. Punt the ball there and get a stop.
Yeah, but they're right there in the game in the 4th quarter. Butler had a very good week 1, and they're certainly inside the top 10. So hats off. I thought this would possibly be a running clock. So hats off to Ohio County for keeping it close. A team that received votes outside that I think is going to jump into the top 10 this week is Edmonson County. I voted you in, Edmonson. To be clear, I think I might have been the only one, but I thought a 1-1 record probably belonged in there. But let's move it. And to be clear, this is not me and Vic's top 10.
No,
this is a collective of 12 different people voting on this.
Yeah, I think we have 11 voters now.
And so, I mean, I'll have some critiques here and there, but it looks pretty good this week. Let's move it to our Owensboro Health top 10 at the 10 spot. Kicking things off is Henderson. They get an early bye week, right? You get week 1 in, and then kick your feet up for a week and get ready for Henry Clay coming in. I thought, though, in week 1, we talked about how there was a little bit of an unknown for Henderson coming into the season. I thought performed pretty well in week 1, and I like them in week 3.
I know week 2 is an early bye week, but when you had 3 quarterbacks get hurt week 1 and you played 4, it's probably good you had a bye week this week. The big thing for me is for them is to get Belt healthy because he changes that team when he plays quarterback.
100%.
And so we'll see if he's back there, after getting hurt in game 1. I think he only played, a little bit. Let's see if he can go here against Henry Clay. This is a game that can win.
Sure, the game they need to win, really, if you want to stack that win total for the season. At the 9 spot is the McLean County Cougars sitting at 1-1 after a nice bounce-back performance this week against Caverna. I thought, they answered the bell on both sides of the ball. I thought the defensive play, holding the Martin twins under 60 yards, we kind of gave that apology yesterday to Coach Cook. They came back out and played really well, and then you found a way to get a lot of folks involved. Classic McLean County wing football, right? You got 4 or 5 guys involved on the ground to go along with Aiden Bolden. Tracoby Gill had a monster game, and Tracoby will be our Sacramento Deposit Bank McLean County Cougar of the Week this week. And he's on Jalen. He was on Jalen's bench.
He's on Jalen's
Jacoby,
bench.
If you see him, let Jalen know he made a huge mistake and did not do that again.
It got him an 0-2 start. Like, Jalen, all of a sudden, think about it. I think he had 175 yards. That's 23 times. I mean, that's like 32 points you had sitting on your bench.
Yeah, you got to figure that out. And, we got an interesting matchup with Grayson this week, and with Hanshaw banged up. I mean,
that will be the key. I mean, if Hanshaw's out or if he's even limited, I think you would change from where I would go Grayson as a favorite. Probably it's flipped the switch, and McLean County goes in as a favorite depending on Hanshaw's. Now if he's healthy. But, from everything I heard, he was still pretty sore after the game. So we'll see. But I would say this makes McLean maybe a slight favorite.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Grayson's not just a one-trick pony, as we'll get to them in a minute. But I do think McLean riding a surge, of energy, especially, man, after text came in from Jalen this afternoon, is that Nate
was at practice today. That's awesome.
Not practicing football, but there to be with the guys.
No, that's awesome.
That
Absolutely
is an
awesome.
Incredible recovery.
It is. It is incredible.
It was touch and go, like legit touch and go there for a handful of days after that accident. And for him to be not only out of the hot, but back in town now, being able to get out to practice, that is a blessing from God.
It's huge, 100%, 100%.
That's incredible.
That should be the McLean County Player of the Week right there.
Cold chills on that one.
I mean, no offense to Jacoby Gill, but
right.
showing up at practice,
we'll have to keep that in mind for next week for sure. Because that's incredible, and that's something that the guys can rally behind.
100%,
make no mistake. Let's get it to number 8. And that's where Owensboro is sitting, 0-2. A lot of respect. This is a pound-for-pound poll, as we try to explain every week, because people see this like, well, so-and-so ain't beating so-and-so. We understand, right? But it's different classes of football, different schedules. We understand all that. So we try to put it together a pound for pound. And Owensboro's clinging in there at number 8. And this is just a fascinating game for me Friday night. I mean, if a month ago I would not have thought twice about this game.
No, me either. And listen, I mean, Owensboro's 0-2. We talked about this. If you look at the KSR poll, both teams they've lost to are in the top 6.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay,
people need to keep that in mind.
Right, top 6. Not like them in the top 25. They're in the top 6.
Yes, this is 2 of the best programs in the state.
Now,
2 title contenders.
Yes, but I will say, you look so bad offensively with a lot of weapons that has a lot of pause for, me worry. So that's why they're still in the top 10s, because you lost to 2 top 6 teams. But the way Davis County played Catholic, it was not easy. I mean, I know Catholic ended up winning by 34-2, but it wasn't like it was just go do whatever you want. They had to earn everything they got.
Right.
And that offensive line has been so bad. Davis County's defensive line, who I think, in this area, along with, the 2 best offensive line in the ESPN Owensboro area, I don't think it's close. It's Heritage Hills and it's Owensboro Catholic. And it's not remotely close.
No.
Davis County at least held their own there.
They did. No.
So what can that defensive front do against Owensboro? And it's just kind of getting your confidence back. Like, if you go over and you make a turnover or something bad happens right off the bat, where are you at as a team? Like, here we go again. I mean, you just don't know.
Right. And it's one of those things where you just kind of got to see it, because its offense just has been non-existent. Now, granted, those are against 2 really good defenses. I thought Davis County fared pretty well defensively. So it's just a fascinating game for me. It's a game that Owensboro should absolutely win, but I want to see how they win. Style points, I think, are important in this one, at least from a media. It doesn't.
I'll say
style
this.
Points don't mean nothing.
No, I will say this though: if you don't win this one, if you think it's been bad for 2 weeks, look out.
Yeah, no. Listen, they're going to win this game. I mean, I would be absolutely shocked if they didn't. How do you win it? How do you look winning it? Because you got a pretty large one looming, and it'd be the longest streak, I think, in history of the schools if Catholic was to beat Owensboro again.
They've never beat them 4 straight times.
Yeah, I mean, so that's on the line.
In school history.
And I mean, style points do matter.
They do.
They don't matter in the district. They
matter in the Owensboro top 10.
But they're going to matter around town at the barbershop. I can promise you that. Let's move it to number 7, and that's where Butler County is sitting 2-0. They got Todd County Central coming in this week, and it's a game that they should be favored in.
I think so too, and I would venture to guess that Butler hasn't been this high in the Owensboro Health top 10 or the old Homer's top 10, whatever the sponsor was in, since King Rex. I mean, I don't know. I can't think of it.
A couple years ago, they were really good when Coach of the Year. That was, 3 years ago, maybe. They had a really good run that year. But yeah, I mean, this still, I think it's, a lot of unknowns coming into the season. You're coming off a 1-win season last year where the one win came in the last week of the season.
Which means you've won 3 in a row.
And it was, but if you look at one thing that stuck out.
You got an identity. Like, here's what I know is I'm in the process of putting together the Harris Group stat leaders. And on the ground, they're going to have 2 guys right up here towards the top.
Yeah, I mean, you've established that you're going to be able to run the football. But one thing about Butler County, if you followed them over, the last decade or so, is that their middle school programs are really good. I mean, the feeders, right? And this is a group here that's starting to come through with Richardson as a sophomore and Dockery as a freshman. You got some guys that are going to put down some roots and create a little bit of a foundation for Coach Robbins going forward. So you got to like that.
And the cool thing is that, overall, if you look at it, maybe their district in 3A, who's been so good, maybe just a slight down from what it's been the last couple of years. Can they go up there and compete?
Yeah, I mean, let's see how it goes. I know that they struggled a little bit offensively through 3 quarters against Ohio. Which team is it? Is it the fourth quarter team, the team we saw week 1, or is it the first 3 quarters team that we're going to see the rest of the season? Because that will be important if you want to factor into that.
That's such a rivalry game too. That for a lot of times doesn't get played because they get it gets suspended for a couple games because there's a fight, 3 fights on the field and 4 in the stands.
I'll never ever forget when they had that huge brawl in basketball, which I'm not condoning that, by the way. Any stretch of the imagination, don't misconstrue this. But they didn't play. They couldn't play anymore. Remember? Then they played in the regional tournament. And the place was almost sold out.
I know. Hey, there's no 2 fan bases that fight more than Edmondson, Grayson, and Butler in Ohio, and it's not close.
No, absolutely not. But the 6th spot is Grayson County. Maybe a little high for my taste at 1-1, but I think factoring in the injuries, probably because if Hanshaw doesn't go down, what happens there?
I mean, it was 7-7, but I will say this: looking forward, the Hanshaw injury will factor in on the top 10. After that, like if he misses this game and it's going to be out for a couple games, completely changes the whole outlook for this Grayson County Cougar team.
And one thing
and he hurts them as much on defense as he does offense.
Oh yeah, he's probably the best defender on the team statistically. I mean, he gets after the quarterback, creates havoc in the backfield. But if Hanshaw can't go, I will be interested to see how they compete against McLean.
Yes,
I'm not here to tell you that they can't beat McLean without him. Because I think they've got some guys on the team that could step up with a week of preparation, a week of practice.
Right.
And you're talking about that size difference. You look at how McLean struggled week 1 against Muhlenberg. I think the class jump got him a little bit. The size of Muhlenberg got him a little bit.
And Grayson is 7-1 since 1998 against McLean County.
Yeah, I mean, they've kind of had their number a little bit. So, I mean, if Hanshaw goes, I would heavily favor Grayson. But if he can't go, then it is going to make for an interesting Friday night, and it's also going to make that game really tough to pick. I mean,
without a doubt, because we won't get the injury report.
No, we're not getting any. Well, I mean, we guess we can touch base. We got to have to be on the text line with Gormley,
I guess,
to find out
what's going on.
Plugged into that program. Since we took an extended break, I think we have a little break.
Yeah, this is a short 1-minute break.
Short 1-minute break, and we'll come back with 5 through 1. Owensboro Health Top 10 live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Hawkins Avenue PLLC is a full-service architectural firm providing design services for K-12 education, business, healthcare, industrial, religious, hospitality, and mercantile projects across the state. Our motto is design-focused, service-based, and feel it nothing less than mandatory to provide a service to our clients that exceeds their expectations. With a combined 30-plus years of experience, the team at Hawkins Avenue is the architectural firm you need for your next project. Located in Beaver Dam, give Jeremiah or Kyle a call at 270-363-2235.
Hi, it's Duke Brubaker with Champion Ford in Owensboro. The Ford Summer Sales Event is going on now, and 0% APR is back with available 0% on new 2025 Ford Mustang, Escape, Explorer, and F-150. Plus, Ford is offering $0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, and 2-year, 25,000-mile premium maintenance included. Ford also announced super low lease specials on most new 2025 Ford vehicles, including Bronco and Bronco Sport. Stop by Champion today or shop in your jammies online at championowensboro.com.
Backed by popular demand, Legendary Pools and Spas by John Maurice is here. If John has built your pool or spa in the past and it needs service, repairs, or just a little attention, he's ready to take care of you. He'd love to hear from his former customers, and if you're new, now is the perfect time to see why his work is legendary. Call Legendary Pools and Spas by John Maurice at 270-316-1007. Reconnecting with customers, one pool at a time.
And we're back here live at 51027 The Game. Floor Concept Studios is always brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry. Don't worry, we'll have the returns back tomorrow. It's no big deal anyway. We can come in cold. I've been doing it through football season. The one thing I have noticed about local games, I don't know if this has happened at your games or not, but normally when a team scores a touchdown, you can take a break and you can run two of them easily.
45. You're supposed to get 1 minute.
Hit the return, bring it back pretty comfortably for kick. That is not happening. The officials are moving. Now, listen, I'm not complaining, officials. I love you moving it along. Keep doing that. But what I have learned is I only have time for one break after a kickoff. So I'm adapting. And I took a year off. I'm knocking the rust off.
All of them are 45-second breaks. You get a 30 followed by a 15, and every now and then I've gotten it where I can get that 1 minute. That 45 seconds in. But you're coming back right after the return. You're coming back right as the ball is being kicked off.
And you can't give any analysis on the touchdown after the kick. You got to get straight to break. Like it's got to get it in. But no, we'll have the returns back tomorrow. Let's get back into this Owensboro Health Top 10. And you mentioned earlier about Butler County, the highest they've been and whatever since the Homers era. I think this is absolutely the highest that the Muhlenberg County Mustangs have been since the Hunter Football Combs era.
And I'm not sure they were even higher, any higher than five ever. Ever.
Absolutely. A great 2-0 start. And, this is a team that keeps winning the games. Number one, they shocked everybody when they beat McLean. Then they handled Webster the way they were supposed to. They put that game away, got to keep everybody healthy. But there is an interesting game looming this week. I'm bullish on Edmonson County. This will be an interesting test, to see. I think it's a game they can win. But this is a complete toss-up, one of the toughest games to pick this week.
I think it is one of the toughest games to pick this week. I know which way I'm leaning right now, but I just, looking at it, I like the diversity you're getting from Muhlenberg County's offense. I mean, you got Wilkins, who, hit Baskerville for a couple touchdowns last week. He threw one and ran for a couple the week one. So you get that dynamic playmaker.
That's exactly what I have.
Who is learning how to play the spot, because, and Staples talked about this early in our interview. He wasn't at media day, but I had an interview him beforehand. And he talked about last year, if the first read wasn't open for Clay, he would just try to go become an athlete. And learning that offense and getting that second year as a starter, I think you're seeing that that training and that improvement come to fruition.
205 rushing yards, 105 passing yards through the first two games on average. So you love that balance. If you're Muhlenberg, how about the defense giving up less than 100 yards per game through the first two and forcing 3 turnovers? It's good complementary football right now for the Josh Mackey special over there that'll take place.
And I think the one reason I kind of favor them a little bit is Edmondson's a team that's going to ground and pound you a lot like McLean, and they handled that running game last time and tried to force them to do something different. We'll see.
Yeah, no, it should be a very interesting night over there in Coal Country. Let's move it to number 4, and that's where Tell City is sitting, 2-0. And, man, it's easy to cheer for Tell City, to see them in the top 5 and to see them off to a great 2-0 start. I mean, so far, so good for the Marksmen. And, we talked about it yesterday. They're running the run and shoot now. It's what's happened? Forget they've abandoned the Tell City Moving Company and ground and pound. We're going to air it out.
Case Bowl still went over 100 yards, too. So there you go. But they had 200. But, I mean, listen, you got a quarterback that can go 11 or 13. That completely changes that offense when you can grind the ball like they can and then go 11 and 13, little play action pass. Look out.
Does that not seriously change the trajectory of this team through the year? The projections, I mean, the balance they can bring to the table. All of a sudden, now we're starting to look at Tell City through a little bit of a different lens, and that's a great staff over there.
Make
no mistake, they always get the most out of what they got. We can talk about Coach Malin Webb and company, but let's get to our Tell City Player of the Week. Tell City Boosters bringing it to you this week. It's got to be Lucas Byer, man.
Went for over 100 yards, went for 11 and 13. I don't know the last time a Tell City quarterback threw and ran for 100 yards in the same game.
It's been since COVID, I know, because we covered it.
That's exactly right. Nobody since COVID's done it.
No, that's congratulations to Byer. Congratulations to Tell City on a great 2-0 start. Let's move it over to Hancock County. They're sitting at number 3 this week, 2-0. And I don't have any beef really with this top 5. I think it's lined out pretty much the way I would have it. And you look at this team. I mean, we knew coming in, the last couple of years with Morris at quarterback, they lean more on the pass, a little less on the run. And we knew that with Eubanks at the helm, it'd be flipped. You'd be a little bit more run, still mix in some pass. I mean, you're running for 279 a game, but you're throwing for 147 a game. And then your defense, I mean, is just out there with their hair on fire. 17 tackles for a loss through 2 games, 7 sacks on the defensive side, and Ross Powers, man in the middle there. I mean, that's a really good combination. I'm kind of starting to wonder because we knew this team would probably start slow. Of course, they're 2-0, and they haven't really started that slow. But this is a team that's going to be a completely different team come mid-October than they are right now. They're going to be way better, I feel like. So I think that's bad news for everybody else.
Well, here's the thing, too, and they got weapons, on the outside with Cooper Jones, who, the big play star receiver. And then, you look at, okay, how are they going to, they lost all these guys. They ran about 8 guys last year at different times. But for the first couple of weeks, it's been, Kyle Anderson went for 3 touchdowns in week 1. It was Caleb Helm this week that, carried the ball well. And all Brady Eubanks has done is stepped in. And I think he has 8 touchdowns and rushing and 2 passing in the first 2 games. The only guy that's accommodating for more touchdowns than him is Jet Goldsberry.
That's right. And Eubanks coming in with that hype. But sometimes it's hard to live up to the hype, and he's certainly doing it so far. But our Southwire Hornet of the week this week will be Mr. Caleb Helm. 11 rushing attempts for 118 yards this week, led the way on the ground for the Hornets. Eubanks won week 1, right? We spread the love around.
Eubanks.
To be clear,
Eubanks went for 4 touchdowns.
Eubanks did run for 4 touchdowns this week, but Helm, and that's what we kind of wanted to see. Who would emerge? Because last year they had like a stable of like 5 backs that could really hurt you.
And it was Kyle Anderson in game 1. He ran for just under 103 himself, or over 103 touchdowns.
They got old Jack Roberts on ice right now.
I do. I know.
Steve's got him on stash.
I know.
Just wait till he rolls back out.
There you go.
We're 2-0. We got him on stash.
The problem is with the way Helm and Anderson going, you may just stick him on defense and let him tag team with Powers.
Man, I tell you what, feather in the cap for me and the Hancock County Hornets. Let's move it to number 2 now, and that's where the Owensboro Catholic Aces are sitting this week.
Did have a first place vote.
Did have one first place vote.
They did.
Was it Coach Morris?
No, it wasn't Coach Morris. I'm just telling you, they had a first place vote.
Okay. I mean, no disrespect. I mean, I've had a blast. They have beat Bowling Green, to be clear. So, I mean, I can understand. Man, I tell you, I'd love to see that Heritage Hills Catholic matchup.
Hey, I'm all for it. Like, can we get
let's just like
Coach
Morris?
Let's just
instead of having a bye week this year, let's just play Heritage Hills instead.
Well, the problem is Heritage Hills doesn't have a bye week. In Indiana, they don't have. They only played 9 games, but
cancel that game that week.
Yeah, just let's just play.
I don't care if it is a conference game. I'd like to see it, but so far it's been great balance for Catholic as well. I love, like again, I said this yesterday. If you pull up the KHSA stats and look at Carruthers' completion percentage, don't hang that on him. A lot of those are drops. I mean, he has been precise and decisive with the football. I love his footwork.
Great command of that offense.
Yeah, and low-key athletic. He can get out of trouble. He can slide the pocket. College coaches have to be watching this guy on tape and thinking, man, this dude's an absolute stud. And then, the receivers haven't been bad by any stretch. There's been a little inconsistent. I think some of that on a letdown game against Davis County. But, man, this defense, I mean, first of all, stop. Let's go to the offensive line. The offensive line is the best offensive line I've seen Catholic have, at least since I've been doing.
This may be the best offensive line at Catholic High since 1964. Mojo would have loved this offensive line.
They'll bury you. And then defense, you love the quickness up front. The Sims has been great there to go along with that combination of Barrett Evans and Caden Conkrite, who are just absolute game destroyers up front. You get the corners are great. Cecil and Whitledge are playing really well. You got great linebacker play and Jude Evans, who's flying around all over creation. I mean, if you suited up on defense, you've contributed. And Catholic, I'm looking forward to seeing how they match up with Apollo this week, because that's a high-flying offense. So the Aces will be tested.
The next 2 weeks.
The defense
you got
will be
Apollo,
tested.
you got Owensboro.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm excited. I'm excited to call these next 2 games, man, just to see how it goes. I'm excited for the Coach Jason Morris show tomorrow at Old Hickory, and looking forward to talking a little more Catholic ball tomorrow night. But at number 1, And I voted them number one, just been the defending state champs, and they haven't lost since. So, I mean, I don't know how they could be anything but one. But it's Heritage Hills at 2-0. They've outscored their opponents 123-10.
Yes.
You know, we made a joke during the Catholic broadcast last week whenever Davis County got the safety. It reminded me of the old Bears segment on Saturday Night Live with 222-2. We just gave them the safety to feel better about them. 123-10 in 2 games.
Talking about weapons, whether it's Ruxer, Toller, Winchell, you know, you got the ultimate weapon in Jet Goldsberry. You got that offensive line that's right up there. I mean, like I said, the smallest guy on the offensive line weighs 240, and he's your left tackle.
Line.
And you're on your right side, you're 296 and 296. And, you know,
how about that fan base, too?
It's unreal.
I feel like they've really embraced the coverage that we've given them. Like, if you look out there on social media, I mean, they're always commenting and interacting, and just welcome aboard, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Go. We're on your freight train. Get on ours, and we'll just take it all the way to Indianapolis.
Well, it was funny because, you know, we have these little heat maps now where people are listening, and we're talking about this, that we never, like,
Santa Claus is a hotbed
all of a sudden, it's red. Like, like Owensboro. It's unbelievable.
I heard they were playing Live at 5 at Holiday World now.
They may do that now at 5 o'clock. But, you know, they're retweeting the stuff where they talk about me talking about the jungle on Friday Night Lights Out. And I answered your question. You know, Amir, you answered that. I remember you asking that question.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you, the answer is yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you have that level of program where you're just putting, you know, when you walked in Bowling Green and you saw those state championship things, it's kind of intimidating, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I haven't been to the jungle, but I'm hoping there's a place over there where they like honor all their NFL guys.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
Because, I mean, so many big-time names over there for the NFL. And I mean, I have a couple on this roster right here. And a guy that we haven't mentioned a lot and also shout out to Coach Wilkerson for putting all those stats up on Max Preps.
Immediately.
It makes it so much easier to cover your team. And Luke Hartwig is a guy we haven't talked a lot about, but, man, leads the team in tackles. And we had some questions. There's some turnover in that defense.
That defense is really good.
They've answered all their questions.
The defense is really good, and they fly to the football, and they, you know, they're guys out there that they don't slow down. And it's a fast-paced offense. And when you think about when you're only playing, like, out of your 22 starters play, like 17 of them are going both ways. And you think, okay, we don't want to. No, they score in 1 or 2 plays. They go out there and run around the defense, get the ball back, score.
They don't want to
3 plays.
Take a break. I mean, honestly, when you're having that, when you're having that kind of fun, who wants to come off the field?
Hey, if you got to punt it, then you got the best punter in all the area.
What's a punt over there? Have they punted this year?
Well, the one against Apollo, the dude punted it like 44 yards with 8 minutes of hang time.
If you need a punt, we got one for you. But man, Goldsberry's been incredible. 372 and 6 on the ground, 198 and 6 through the air. I mean, he's doing just a little bit of everything. And Heritage Hills, my money, probably these 1 and 2 may stay that way.
It's going to be tough.
I don't know. We're trying to find a way to make it interesting every week here. But Chris texted in and said inside the school, they have a massive a place to honor all their NFL alumni. But we'll pause it right there. When we come back, man, we'll take it out of here with a lot of Player of the Weeks from volleyball and soccer live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Southwire in Hallsville has been family-owned since 1950 and strives to be generationally sustainable for years to come. They are one of the leading manufacturers of wire and cable used in the transmission and distribution of electricity. Southwire delivers power to millions of people around the world. Their mission to be a preferred provider of solutions to the electrical industry by providing innovative products and services with exceptional quality and delivering on our promises. They also are proud supporters of all Hancock County athletics. Go Hornets!
Step into luxury at Daniel's Cigar Lounge on Highway 54. Discover the largest humidor of the tri-state area within our newly remodeled and expanded lounge. Now open Monday through Thursday 11 to 8, Friday and Saturday 11 to 10, and Sunday 1 to 6. It's the perfect place to slow down and relax. Daniel's Cigar Lounge on Highway 54. Smoke, sip, socialize.
Hi, this is Travis Holtree from Foreman Watson Holtree. You know, we will not allow anyone to deter us from what we are committed to. And we're committed to standing up for people and businesses who find themselves needing a voice because of legal issues. Our attorneys have the resolve it takes to stand up when tested without flinching in the face of adversity. We are Foreman Watson Holtree, and we're dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Looking for quality tools, building supplies, and equipment for your next project? Visit Miller Building Supply, Seabury Hardware and Rental, or the Providence Home Center. Owned and operated by Opie and Leslie Parrish, they have a friendly staff with great selection and everything you need to make your next home improvement dream a reality.
Feel the power of the road beneath you. Rick's Tire and Service can make it possible. Offering comprehensive car care from front-end repair and brake work to air conditioning and diagnostic services. We're more than just tires. Elevate your ride with our range of aftermarket accessories. Get those wheels, tires, level up with lift kits, seat bumpers, bed covers, and running boards. Even lights, you bet. At Rick's, we customize your vehicle to reflect your style. Rick's Tire and Service, the place where we turn your car from basic to fantastic.
And we're back here live at 5, 102.7 The Game, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree. Taking you home here in the Floor Concept Studios. Don't forget, tomorrow we have Cole Birch. Author, right? Yep. The philanthropist Cole Birch will be joining.
Looking forward to that interview with Cole and talking about his book. And I'll be very, I know you can't read, Steve, so I'll see if I can get an audio book for you.
Yeah. I'll narrate the audio book for you.
See if we can get that for you. They don't need your voice narrating an audio book. No.
I mean, that'd be interesting. I mean, does it pay well? We also have Kentucky Wesleyan Wednesday. Tomorrow, I believe we have a brand new athletic director coming on.
Yeah, Jason Vitoni. We're going to come on tomorrow. He'll be in segment 2. So we'll open it up. We'll go segment 2 and 3 with interviews, and then the segment 4.
So be ready on the back half, and then we'll do a little Above All Roofing True or False, which is always a good time. Looking forward to kickoff Saturday for Kentucky Wesleyan football. But right now, we got to get some more player of the weeks in. Let's start with volleyball. We'll talk about the group of players and then kind of talk about the landscape of volleyball a little bit. Owensboro volleyball, Roads and Roads player of the week. Arish Barksdale, 12 kills against Greene County, leads the team and kills off to a great start for the defending third region champs.
Yeah, she's been tremendous. Been absolutely tremendous.
And you talk about maybe a team that's right there at the top as far as teams to beat in the third region, the Apollo Egals are L&I Insurance Solutions. Egal of the week, Avery Gray leads the team in kills, 113 on the season, and the Egals are sitting at 9-1 right now.
Playing really well, and then this is a team I think it's going to be right there with the regional contenders.
Yeah, 9th district, just like everything, right? You're looking ahead. So we already talked about Owensboro. They're the defending champs, and right now they may be 4th in the district.
I know. Well,
because Davis County's off to a great start, and Catholic is Catholic. So.
I mean, as Matt Briggins says, everything runs through the 9th district.
I'm going to let you say that.
And I know. I mean, he talks about it all the time.
Yeah, I'll let Briggins. And Briggins is in the 10th, by the way. Let's move it to Trinity out there. A little bit of a rough start. We kind of expected that, though, with what they've graduated over the last 2 or 3 years. Eventually you're going to have to hit a rebuild, right? I mean, when you have 36 girls in the school, eventually you're going to have to rebuild.
And here's the thing. They don't play like this rebuild schedule either. They go out and play top volleyball programs in Western Kentucky.
Yeah, they'll get it together.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
No doubt. Our Foreman Watson Holtree Lady Raider of the week, Ava Coombs, 2nd in kills, 1st in blocks on the team. And last but certainly not least, on the volleyball side, we'll go to the 2nd region and get Henderson County's Green River Area Federal Credit Union Lady Colonel of the week, Kylie Lyons, led the team in kills in wins over Trinity and Ballard Memorial. The Lady Colonels sitting at 7-3 to round out our volleyball segment. Let's move it now into soccer. On the girls' side, Davis County, they are head and shoulders the favorite. I think it would take a monumental upset for them not to head back to state, but they're off to a 5-3 start. You see that record, you probably think, oh, they're having a little bit of a down year. Look at the schedule they play. It's a very, very tough top 25 schedule, which is why they're so difficult to eliminate come our regional tournament time. But our champion forward Lady Panther of the week will be Bailey Brown, 2 goals and 6 points in the big district win over Apollo. She has 8 points on the season. And we'll move it over, stay inside the 9th district to Owensboro Catholic, who didn't even have a team last year.
They did not.
So, and if you recall, we did our soccer previews, and I was like, well, they didn't have, in my mind, they didn't have a team. They're probably going to come along slowly. Well, if there's a team that could beat Davis County in the region, it may be Owensboro Catholic.
You may literally go from regional champ, no team, regional champ.
That's insane, right?
I mean, I don't know if that's ever happened anywhere in the world, in the country.
Is Catholic bad at any girl sport though? Like bad, like where you're going to be? You expect them to be sub 500? No. Every single sport the girls' sport they have is always above 500.
What's scary now is maybe the one that's the one that has to catch up to the other ones. Maybe softball.
Yeah, right.
I mean, no offense,
but I mean, yeah, that landscape is really
right. I mean, basketball and volleyball and soccer have had a lot more success recently. Than softball.
Some of that's due to the legacy that is Coach Biggs at Davis County. But our Catholic player of the week will be Allie Marston, 6 points in a win over Mount Vernon. A
couple hat tricks last week.
Yeah, she big time performance, and she's leading the way.
Yes,
for that resurgence in that program. 4-2 at the record of the Lady Aces. How about Breckenridge County girls soccer? As we'll move it over there to them. Our VFW post 58-31. Cougar of the week, Fighting Tiger of the week. Here I go.
You're
Greg.
no longer left. You're not allowed in Bragg.
That's it. I'm going to put the headset. Take the headset. I'm going to let Vic finish this out.
Brad's not going to let you be on the bench anymore.
Grayson County's next.
I know.
Grayson County's next. Breckenridge County Lady Fighting Tiger of the week. Hadley Lucas, 6 goals. And 10 total points on the season, sitting at 2-6. Is that a legacy Lucas name? I mean, is that she's got to be in the family?
There's got to be somewhere in the family tree.
Barack Lucas's family.
I would guess.
Carolyn Lucas. I mean, there's a legacy there.
I know it's got to be somebody, some type related.
What's it with the Lucases and the Grimes? Man, they just own Grayson. Right? I mean Brett. Here we go. Get me out of here. Grayson County is closing this out on the girls' soccer side. Above all roofing, Lady Cougar of the week will be Charlie Johnson there. Big games against Breckenridge County and Barron County, 6 points. Lady Cougar sitting at 3-2 on the year.
Having a really good year. Got one more.
Thought I had a stroke there for a second.
I did too.
I'm gonna move it back and let's get this one in. Boys soccer, the only one we have. Muhlenberg County sitting at 6-2.
Playing well. Football, soccer,
Fall
just
sports is a party over there. Let's get our Sacramento Deposit Bank Mustang of the week. Lincoln Drury, 5 points against Logan and 7 against Grayson. He has 24 total points on the season.
It's pretty good.
Man, tell you what, I'm out of breath, I'm out of time, I'm out of brain power. We'll get home today. Everybody be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Wesley Wednesday tomorrow.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Hultree for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game.
Springer.